Hey, give it one more time for Jessica, y'all. That was awesome. Appreciate you. Gracias, like they say in the streets. All right, so all right, can you hear me? Yes. Awesome. All right, so now, I told you this is gonna be like a special program. Holly, could you just get the lights from me real quick? Sorry about that. Woo! I know, right? All right, so you might have been wondering, why do we have chairs? There's usually not chairs here. There's never usually a table here, because we're gonna be doing a special group panel, because not only is it Pi Day, not only is it Professional Speakers Celebration Day, but anybody know anything about this month, about why it's particularly special? Women's History. Whoa, Women's History Month. So we have some amazing, well, not some, we have a ton of amazing female speakers here. So can we give them a quick hand to the ladies? Ladies, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna invite to the stage now are some amazing speakers in our chapter, and this isn't really no in particular order, but one whose name just changed, because they were known as this thing for a while, but then she went to Thrive in Nolans with several of our other speakers, and they got this like thing attached to their name now. It's like BSP, GSP. Anybody help me with the CSP? Oh my God, that's right. Certified Speaker Professional. So we have a trainer here, someone who is awesome, amazing. Can we bring up Dr. Holly Sullenger, CSP? Yes. We talked about that. Next, I'm going to bring up is someone who's experiencing, who's planning a TEDx event right now. Someone who is known as the stage builder. Someone who is exceptional. Can we help bring up Sybil Stewart? Yeah, I'm gonna move that in a minute. I'm gonna try to get rid of that. All right, next we have a speaker who is known as a stress whisperer. She's a corporate trainer, and she is soon to be a TEDx speaker. Let me bring up Dr. Susie Castellanos-Hansley. Come on down. And last but not least, we have a certified relationship coach. We have somebody who's a keynote speaker and an awesome YouTube host whose channel is nearly 13,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to her channel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. But she also just came in as a runner-up to our last story speaking competition. Help me bring up Eve Keil, please. Eve, woo! Oh, and before I take down the screen, right, I need y'all to take out your phones real quick, because speaking of TEDx, this little code right there, this is a code for Susie's watch party. We're gonna be her watch team. We're gonna be her launch team. Please scan that so we can support her. Her TEDx is at the end of this month, and then she's going to give us some instructions in April about what to do with that.
That's basically to help.
Here, take this.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, getting a TEDx is only the beginning. You still have to write the thing, and it's a lot of work. Then you have to deliver the thing. And no matter how good it is, it will die on the vine if people do not watch it when it appears on YouTube, because YouTube has an algorithm. And so if you sign up here, I'm going to put you on my launch team, and what that means is that when the video appears on the TEDx YouTube channel, because they don't tell us ahead of time. As soon as I find out, I'm going to email y'all if you're on there, and I'm just going to tell you, it's out. Do these 4 things. Watch it on YouTube, like it, comment on it, and share it. And as a thank you for anybody who does that within the first 48 hours, I'm going to put you in a drawing for a $100 Amazon gift card. So
I'm already in, so y'all got competition. Good luck. I already signed up last night, just saying.
Thank you for your consideration. I think I have a really important message, and that needs to be heard, and I would so appreciate your support in helping spread it. And I think you're gonna love it. But if you go watch it and it sucks, I don't think that'll happen. But if it does, you don't spread it.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Susie.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Let me take this. I'm trying to get this. All right, wonderful. We can get this out the way. All right, so I'm going to start this off with Dr. Holly, because you are now designated. You have been crowned.
I need a crown.
As a certified speaker professional. So I'm curious, and just to let you know, I'm going to ask some questions first, and then I'm going to leave it at some space at the end for y'all to ask questions if I do like a Q&A. So why? Why'd you say yes to being a CSP? Like, when was that moment you decided I'm going for this?
That's a really good question. You always have good questions, Alex.
I always know what to say. Tappa tappa.
So this is what I've done my entire adult life. I've been a public speaker for longer than I will admit. And it's just what I just thought it was what I was born to do, and it's what I've done, and I've made a very successful business out of it. And some of you will relate to this, about 2 years ago, a friend from the past, Larry Long Jr. Anybody?
Who's that guy?
Yeah, it's the 7 degrees from Larry Long Jr. It really is. But I had helped him when he decided he wanted to be a speaker. So he had called me up and said, you speak, help me, what do you do, what can I do? And I had helped him, and Larry did what Larry always does, he kept up with me. And so he got back up with me about 2 years ago, and he said, why are you not in NSA? And I said, what is NSA? One of the things, and you all know this, when you're a speaker, it can be like living in a vacuum. If you've got your own speaking business and there are not a lot of people around you, it's just you. And I had done that my entire adult life. I'd run 5 different training centers, and when you're the leader, it's kind of just you, right? So I was tired of being kind of just me. And when he told me about this group, I said, okay, fine, I'll kind of put my toe in the water. And I saw that it was just so amazing. Everybody in this chapter is so generous with their advice, with their time. It was just very refreshing. I no longer felt like I had to be living in a vacuum. I could get great ideas from other people and I could apply them in my area. So it was all kinds of fun. And then I found out about the CSP thing. And the CSP thing for me was a no-brainer because I only needed one thing to get it, and that was some videos. That was it. So I applied for it, and I got it. And now that's just something that, to me, just kind of stamps and says, this is what she's done with her life.
Yeah.
So that was why I went for it.
Good job, Holly. Give her up. Yeah. So my next question is for the stage builder, because I'm going to be volunteering at an amazing event coming up on March 28th at Morgan Street.
Oh, at 21st.
21st. See how scrambled, y'all. See, I don't even know the dates. This is how crazy. March 21st. So next Saturday, TEDx Morgan Street Women. And I got to ask you, what the heck were you thinking? Why? Why are you doing this?
I know. What was I thinking? I think when we're called into entrepreneurship, and I think we can all agree when we are called to entrepreneurship, it goes beyond us and about how we can continue to serve. And when I first became a paid professional speaker, I was told after a very traumatic exit from corporate that it would take me years to get paid to speak. And I said, I don't have years, I have 90 days because the mortgage is not gonna wait. And so I got paid in 76 days, and I told all of my clients this. And I joined NSA, courtcy of Larry. We're talking a lot about somebody who's not in this room.
Who's this Larry guy?
Larry guy.
Is he on LinkedIn or something?
I stumbled upon NSA. I started coming around. I wasn't quite sure what it would mean. And then I heard the research of only 12% of women getting paid to speak. And I thought, well, wait a minute, I got paid. Somebody else is going to get paid too. And when I figured out what that would look like for me, I said, well, what's the number one concern women have? They say there's not enough stages. And I said, well, then I'm going to start building exactly the stage that I needed so I could hone my skills so that way we got there better prepared and better able to serve and position to serve with the visibility that we know we're deserving of. And so yes, next Saturday on March 21st, TEDx for Women Morgan Street is happening.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So I'm gonna swing over here. So we have another, like I said, upcoming TEDx speaker on the 28th, a Sugar Creek woman. And she also had the experience of emceeing our last story stand-in competition last week. And before I move on to her, can we just give a shout out to the first place champion, Trina Rodriguez. I didn't know you were gonna be in the building. Take a bow, come on, take a bow, yeah.
Actually, we have our top 3.
Yeah.
Can you guys come up? We have our top 3 here. We have number 1, Trina, who is going to regionals.
Woo! She's like, I didn't sign up for this today. I was just kidding.
We
No, I
have
appreciate it.
number 2, Eve Keil.
Woo!
And we have number 3,
Ruth Pierce.
Ruth Pierce Esquire.
Yes.
Okay, I got somebody get a photo, please, of this, 'cause I don't got my phone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, because I'm delighted to see all 3 of them here representing. But when those videos come out, you guys gotta go watch because they were amazing. They're gonna blow you away, all 3 of them. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I was about the photo bomb. It's like, ugh. So anyway, let's start off with the TEDx talk. What has it been like for you preparing, Susie, as, right, TEDx stage, heavy moment, big moment, but what's it been like for you? What's that process been like?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much. I'm curious how many of you have given TEDx's already, because I know some of y'all. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll share my experience and you might relate to those of you who have. Those of you who haven't, I hope this will be educational. It's kind of like what I said before. You know, when you are aspiring to be a TEDx speaker, it just feels like, I just gotta get the talk. I just gotta get the talk. And there's a lot of work that goes into that, but getting the talk, getting accepted is only the beginning. Just like when we are speakers and we're trying to find that speaking engagement and suddenly you're like, oh, okay, now I gotta write the talk. and I gotta practice the talk. And I have to be good at the talk because that's the only way it gets to live and impact people. So it's the same as being a speaker, but it feels more pressure laden because it's a very particular genre. There's gonna be a particular time limit. And you know that it's going to live beyond that stage. You know, I know that so many of us who have spoken and have things recorded, nobody really ever sees them. But the TEDx has that potential to be seen so widely and make such an impact that it really does feel like, I want to do it justice. I want to make an impact on the world. And so it has been a long time of really honing the message and sharpening it, and really it's a beautiful process. It's challenging because what you went in thinking you were going to do, as you go through it, it's still a process of refining and really, you know, that example they talk about Michelangelo and that slab of marble. It's like, how did you make David? It's like David was already in the marble. I had to just chip at it. And that is truly the process that it feels like. And I'm thrilled to be doing this, and I'm gonna call out other people that I know who are awesome about this, because so one of your speakers,
Cheryl Gould.
Yeah, Cheryl Gould. You know, she's also an NSA member. We're gonna meet up after I meet some people for lunch here. We're gonna go practice together. And this is the thing, that no one makes it alone. We need each other. We need to support each other, practice together. This is how we all get better. This is how the pie gets bigger. And I do want to also mention that we have another NSA Carolina member, Michelle McCown Campbell in Charlotte, who's going to be speaking at the one I am. You know, we just had Tara Brown speak at URI TEDx. So just really delighted, proud, and excited for so many of us who are taking that stage and sharing our gifts, and to let you know that if and when you're at that point and you want to apply and you're practicing, like, ask me. I am here to be in your corner and support you in any way that I can, because this is how we do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Susie.
Yep.
You can clap for her. You're like, all stingy. Don't be stingy. All right, and as you mentioned, we have someone who represented us for Last Story Stand and came in at second place. And from what I understand, that this was kind of a last minute decision for you, Eve. Like, you were not necessarily looking to enroll into it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then let me know. What was that process like for you preparing for Last Story Standing? What'd you learn?
Okay, first of all, you're wrong.
That's why I'm married.
Because I think I might be the one of the first ready to sign up, because I watched Susie. Susie was last year's champion, so I watched her Last Story Standing last year, and I felt really inspired. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm going to sign up next year. So I was asking Susie, you know, tell me when it's you know, when she announced, like, application is open. So I'm like, okay, I'm on it. So yeah, I was ready for that. So this is the process. I was inspired, so I signed up right away. And guess what? Next step is the preparation, right? Then Susie announced this, like, hey, like it's real, it's official, like these are the contestants. Then I looked them up on LinkedIn. I was like, holy, what did I get myself into? Because they all look seasoned professional speakers. Then one question hit me. I'm sure this question many of you can relate. Who do I think I am? Why do I even compete with them? I'm gonna make myself a fool, right? That's my thought.
That's a Sullenger.
Exactly. Right? Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on things that I can control. And there are two things I can control: my preparation, my mindset. So I really focus on preparation. I spend most of the time not really on delivery, but on crafting a speech that I really feel proud of. Actually, my speech was finalized on Monday in the same week. So it's like 5 days before the speech. I was just refining. I mean, so many changes, and at one point, I just like tear apart the whole thing. Seriously, like because I feel like something's missing, it doesn't feel right. When I was reading it, when I was thinking, it just doesn't feel right. So that's my biggest takeaway. You have to write something really feels like it aligns with your heart. Not someone told you, oh, I think this is right, I think this is a good word, this is more polished. But something how that makes you feel. That's the most important part. Because when you have a speech that really comes from your heart, the delivery really flows naturally. Make it much easier, right? So I focus on preparation to really craft my speech. Then it's my mindset. Because if I come in with the attitude like, I'm gonna win. Because the thing is, I grew up in China, right? So winning is everything, right? So I had really to unlearn that. Because it's like you have to win, that's the only way to survive. So I came actually from a very competitive environment. I had to unlearn that because I'm just really done with it, right? That's too much pressure. So instead I was like, I'm gonna really find this win. If I have the courage to show up and get cold feet, right? I already won, right? And if I give this my best shot on the stage, that's another win. So I had to really define this win. So when I was on the stage, and the stage actually has its magic on me. Stage is one of the very few places that makes me feel calm, believe it or not. I'm always just on the go doing things and just like, but when I'm on stage, somehow it makes me feel so calm and grounded and present. You know, and so when I was on the stage, I gave it, that was my best performance. When I walked off, I knew I already won in my definition, right? So this is my takeaway. I just feel like, one more thing is that not only I was competing with the professional speakers, I just saw him, that was reminding me of something, because it's a new member here. He was saying like, this is, like English is not the first language, right? English is not my first language. So that's another thing giving me self-doubt, right? But I want my experience to inspire everyone here that everything is possible if you have the courage to show up. So if you feel called to do something, I want you to know that surround yourself with people who lift you up, who inspire you. So you find the courage to show up for yourself. Because when you do, you will never lose. Because when you show up, that's already a win.
That's it. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. So I'm going to open it up for y'all to either leave some comments or ask some questions. So anything from y'all? All right.
I know a lot of people in this room are already public speakers, like professionally, but for those of us who aren't, how did you make the choice to, step away from already being in corporate, or not make the choice to kind of follow the traditional career path, but to, go all in to become a public speaker?
Great question. Thank you. It's like just handing me the mic.
I talk a lot about my faith in speaking, and for those of us who are believers, like God will make life very uncomfortable for you until you do what you're called to do. Okay? And I share this on my LinkedIn a lot. I almost had a stroke, is how I ended up leaving corporate. It was not my decision. It was really life or death to go do what God called me to do. And the minute I said yes to the calling, I could say no to everything else that wasn't going to make sense anyway, right? Because we don't serve a God of confusion and chaos. And so I would say, if you're not a person of faith, then go do that thing that brings you so much joy. You have no choice but to tell everybody else about it.
And I did start out, I said I've been doing this my entire adult life. The first 5 years I was a computer programmer, so I lied. But I felt like she did. I knew I was in the wrong spot. At the end of that 5 years, I was a baby, and I was the most physically and mentally ill I've ever been in my entire life. They were throwing money at me, and it didn't matter. And right then, the universe conspired to have me do something different. I got a call from a college professor who said, "We need you to come, teach a class." And I'm like, "Me?" And they're like, "Well, you're the only one that knows the software." So leading up to that, I'd actually worked on public speaking a little bit, and I thought, this is my opportunity, and that became the rest of my life. Yeah, you do have to just listen.
Very similar, is that I've worked in different professions. I was an academic for 12 years and I burned out. Then I kind of wandered the desert for 40 years and found myself in corporate. And I actually liked my corporate job well enough, but I had a really horrible manager. And I think that's the thing, right? Like, there's so many studies that show that what can make a corporate job challenging is not having the opportunity to grow, not having the opportunity to connect with other people, and just feeling like, I won't go into it, but it was very toxic manager. And for the longest time, I was just trying to please her. Like, it's like, what am I doing wrong? I was always kind of like this person who's like, I'm such a high achiever. Tell me how to do it right so that you like me and that you'll give me more responsibility. And that was never going to happen. And eventually, I kind of hit that point where after a meeting, after she did one other toxic thing, lying about something, I put down the phone. I went into the bedroom and I just started sobbing. And I said, my husband, this was during COVID, so both Bill and I, my husband, were working from home. And I said, I can't take this anymore. But I can't quit until my coaching career takes off because I need the money. And he said, just quit. Your mental health is more important than the money. And that was the biggest gift he gave me, right? And so that led me to leave. And I can tell you right now that I don't think I could ever work in corporate again, ever. Like, I just feel like it just didn't work for me. And I think for some people, it's great for them, but you gotta listen to yourself. And if you know that, whether you believe in God or not, you can feel it in yourself when you're pushing, and it is killing you, and know that there is something else for you, have the courage and get support from people to leave. And I think in a way, you two are like, I'm so happy for you because you're so young and you already know that this is what you want to do. It's a beautiful thing. It's harder when we're older and we didn't even know, oh, you can get paid for speaking, So just really happy that you guys are here and that you know that that's possible for you. So wonderful question.
Yeah, I'll echo what Susie said about feel the energy inside of you, right? When something is wrong, something is not for you, you can feel that. Actually, I came from a toxic work environment too. I used to work for a Fortune 500 company, corporate, and everything was good on the outside, but there's something just feel off inside. Toxic work environment, toxic relationship, right? And one thing I took a pause, I started my family, and I realized that I want to be my own boss. I don't want I want to report to myself. And I want to have my own voice. And I realized that first time when I gave a speech, I realized that it's a reminder how much I thrive on stage. Because as I mentioned, I came from a culture like girls are not valued, and not recognized, and not seen. The only place that I felt seen was when I was on the stage. I was a dancer. I felt that's the only time people can see me. And so stage makes me thrive. So, and then I feel like I'm a women's empowerment coach. I feel like every woman's voice needs to be heard. So I want my voice to, when I'm on speech, deliver message, share a message. I want that to inspire other people. And I thought like when I was on the, like at first I thought it's because I enjoy being on stage because I want to be seen. But actually what's even more powerful is the interaction with the audience, like right now. Like your facial expression, the look in your eyes. And I knew maybe my words, my message shift something in you. That is the most powerful part. And that's why I want to be a public speaker.
That's awesome. Thank you all. All right, friends, as professional speakers, we start on time, we end on time, but there's one last piece of the program I'd love for y'all to do. You're gonna participate with me. We gotta do the group photo.
Yes.
Is everybody down for that? Everybody like smiling, nothing in your teeth, no boogers? All right, so let's come up to the front. Let's get this on. I'm gonna move my stuff up, and thank you, panelists. Let's give them a hand again. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Jessica, for an awesome EFT tapping session. That was impact.
I just want to say one thing because I realized when I was back and I thought about her question.
Whoa.
I didn't fully answer.
Hey.
I didn't answer her question.
No, I was teasing.
I know.
So you think about her in the bathroom.